Hi, welcome to our channel Everyday Movie Recap, where we will recap the movie The Possession of Hannah Grace from the year 2018. The story revolves around an ex-cop who works at a morgue and encounters a possessed corpse. Have you seen this movie yet? If not, sit back and hold on to your seats. The movie begins inside an abandoned church where a girl is strapped onto the bed. Two priests and the girl's father accompany her. They are performing an exorcism to cleanse her of an evil entity that is possessing her. The older priest gets close to see if she is awake, and the demon suddenly takes control of her body. The priests then begin their prayers and the second priest sprays holy water to the demon. Just then, everything goes quiet and they think it is over. Turns out the demon tricked everyone by turning into the girl. It unleashes attacks on the priests by throwing them across the room and choking the second priest. The girl's father loses all hope and suffocates the demon, thinking it is no longer his child. The lifeless body shuts down, but we see the hand twitch, foreboding of another rematch with this evil. We are then introduced to Megan as she walks to a hospital with her friend Lisa. Her friends tell her that she will be supporting her application. After that, Megan meets with Dr. Lewis, who escorts Megan to the facility, and he explains about her new employment. When he inquires about her problems from her prior employment as a police officer, she claims that things have improved and that she is capable of handling the position. Once inside the elevator, the doctor remarks that people eventually become uncomfortable with their jobs because their imaginations become uncontrollably vivid. She says that she is used to it and would be just fine. He informs her that the only way for the night shift to enter and exit the building is by swiping their security card as they proceed down into the basement section. He also reminds her that while at work, she cannot leave the area. When they eventually make it into the facility's freezers, he gives her a warm team welcome. That night, Megan enters the dimly lit hospital and strikes up a conversation with the security guard in the front lobby. Introducing himself as Dave, he welcomes her to the night duty. Megan goes to the nursing facility. Later, after the lights go out, she is spotted using the computer. As soon as a body shows up at the intake bay, she flips them back on. As they converse, she and an ambulance worker move the body to the receiving area. She is now taking pictures of the body and reading its fingerprints. Dave leaps out and frightens her as she places the body in the freezer. He apologizes as he follows her around. Megan continues on with her job and eventually uses the restroom. When she is about to return, she sees a man standing in the hallway. But it disappeared and she thinks it's just hallucinations. She tries to take some pills but stops. After that, we see her sitting next to Lisa at a meeting and telling the group about the man she saw earlier. When she was a police officer, she was going to arrest him, but before she could act, the guy shot her partner. This became a traumatic event for her that she keeps taking pills and alcohol to forget the event. Someone knocks on her door that day, waking her up. Andrew, her ex-cop boyfriend, arrived to get the last of his belongings. When she tells him about her new work, he doesn't think it's a good idea for her to be by herself for so long. Megan informs him that the night shift was a fantastic fit for her and that Lisa had come up with the idea. She's at work the following night when the intake bay alarm goes off. When Megan goes to check, she initially finds nobody there. A homeless man abruptly appears in front of her and begs for permission to enter. She refuses to do so, and, when a real body is ready at the intake bay, she calls security to let them know about the man. Since he is unable to transfer the body by himself, the ambulance driver, Randy, asks her to come outside and assist him. She grudgingly exits. Aware that it is against the rules, the unknown man from before then enters the building and uses the elevator unbeknownst to the people transporting the body. During the corpse transfer, Randy, who was a lot chattier than the previous driver, begins to inform her about the body. He tells her that the body is found somewhere random and the unknown killer is still at large. Turns out, the body belongs to Hannah, the possessed girl in the beginning of the scene. Randy continues to discuss it, claiming that the person who killed her attempted to burn her corpse. Megan leads him outside. As she enters the room to examine the body, the lights at the other end of the hallway turn on. She attempts to take a photograph and fails. She takes more pictures, but the camera doesn't seem to work. She gets closer to take a better angle, but an electrical wiring malfunctions and she hurts herself. She then proceeds to scan the fingerprints. Again, the computer also doesn't work. Unsure of what to do, Megan puts Hannah's body in the freezer. However, as she does so, one of the tables begins to tremble and several vials fall and break. She cuts her hand when she tries to pick them up. Going back to the freezer, she pushes the body all the way in, but a drop of her blood falls on the body. As she continues to tend to her wound in the freezer area, the freezer door unexpectedly opens. She shuts it close again, thinking nothing abnormal is going on. She then uses Andrew's password on her computer to check on Hannah's case. She goes to check on the body once more after printing her file. The file's eye color and the body's color don't match. Megan is startled when all of a sudden a single fly emerges on her body, followed by a huge swarm of it. She looks again, but there are no longer any flies. Re-entering Hannah, Megan heads back to her computer. She investigates after hearing a noise, only to discover that the body has vanished. As she steps outside, she witnesses someone hauling the body away and decides to follow. It is the homeless man who suddenly assaults her, but she drives him off and takes the knife. When she looks back, he suddenly disappears. She phones security and instructs them to contact the police, leaving the body in the corridor. When Megan returns to the hallway, the body is also gone. When she enters the cremation room and sees that the man is about to burn the body, she approaches him and attempts to reason with him. Before he can do anything, security manages to hold him to stop what he is doing. We see that the man is no other than the father of Hannah. He frantically shouts and begs Megan to burn the body as it is possessed. After he is taken into custody, Megan is putting the body away when she hears an odd noise. The freezer door is open once more when she walks away despite closing it. Megan removes the body and opens the bag despite her getting freaked out. Then, her ex-boyfriend Andrew calls her to see how she's doing. Unbeknownst to her, the corpse behind suddenly moves. When Megan looks at it more closely, it lets out some air. She panics and quickly leaves the room. Lisa then shows and tells her that they can find someone else to work there. After explaining to her what she saw, Lisa says that even after death, the corpse sometimes lets out air because of the cold. After that, they go to her office to calm her down. They discuss about the trauma incident regarding her old cop partner who was shot. Dave then comes in to tell her about Andrew waiting outside to talk with her. He starts by inquiring about her health before bringing up a bottle of medicines that he claims has vanished from his personal belongings. This annoys her, but she asks for a favor for him to assist her with something before he leaves. She gets back down to get Hannah's fingerprints and gives it to Andrew. She tells him to find information about it. As he waits, Dave explores the facilities and plays around. He goes to the freezer room after hearing something weird. Inside the freezer, something is moving. He peers inside after opening the door. Just then, a hand grabs him and drags him inside. Meanwhile, Megan enters the building again and uses the bathroom, while sending Andrew an apology text. She hears someone enter the bathroom and assumes it's Dave. She bends over to see who it is, but a burned hand picks up her rubber band ball from the ground. She gets scared and comes out of the stall to find no one outside. Over the phone, Andrew gets information from the fingerprints saying that it belonged to Hannah, who has been dead for 3 months. Megan then looks her up online and finds that she is possessed by a demon. She investigates the body and finds that the large wound from her disappeared. This intrigues her, but soon they notice that Dave is missing. She searches for camera footage and she sees the body of Hannah appearing in the hallway. This freaks out, so she seeks help from Lisa. They watch it together, but Lisa does not see what Megan sees. Lisa then sees pills over the counter and she confronts her about the drugs, thinking that the stress she has been experiencing is the cause of her visions. Lisa heads out of the building and finds a stairwell to start a cigarette. When she hears some noise upstairs, she rushes up toward them, assuming it's Dave. She follows him, but when she gets to a corner, the horrifying Dave leaps and starts chasing after her. They reach the top of the building, but this is where Dave kills her. Meanwhile, Randy is back, but Megan refuses to accompany him. She takes him inside and asks him what happened to the wounds on Hannah's corpse. He claims that he witnessed both it and her burned arm upon its arrival. It appears that the body is repairing itself. Megan informs him. Once more on her own, Megan phones Andrew to let him know that she retained his medication since she was having anxiety. She wanted to tell him the truth. As she talks with him, a body crawls from behind her ominously. It is self-repairing in the elevator. Meanwhile, Randy is driving out of the park when he gets stopped by something. As he answers the phone, he hears an odd noise behind him and goes outside to see what it is. He glances through the back of the ambulance, but just behind him, a body creeps in. Finally, he turns around and sees the gruesome demon. He tries to escape but gets eventually killed. At the same time, Megan is investigating the camera footage and sees the bodies walking inside the elevator. She flees, believing Randy is in danger. She enters the parking lot when she's not supposed to leave and discovers him dead. When Andrew phones, he informs her that the man who was in the burning room has escaped. Abruptly, he materializes behind her. Seizing her and holding her captive, he instructs her to remove the body from the freezer. Once more, the appearance changes when he opens the plastic bag. The wounds all over the body get healed the more people she killed. The man then questioned why it hadn't killed Megan yet. Megan then tells her that she believes what she is saying, and he starts to tell more about the demon inside Hannah. In order to spare the lives of others, he claims that he killed her during the last exorcism. However, when they went to bury the body, it was gone. At the moment, 4 people had already been killed by the demon. They enter the burning room. He informs Megan that burning the body is the only way to vanquish the evil. Just then, Hannah's father is immobilized by the demon, who then turns its attention towards her. Luckily, the guy saves Megan, but at the cost of his own life. It is still not over as Hannah's possessed body chases after her. In the meantime, Randy's body and her phone are discovered by Andrew when he gets to the hospital. Megan tries to escape but the demon just chases after her. As he searches inside for Megan, the body just takes her into the freezer, where she discovers the other corpses. The hospital's other security guy, whom Andrew encounters, informs him that everything is down. Following their footsteps, they enter the freezer room after hearing Megan's noise and discover her lying on the ground. After spotting the body, the guard flees, but the demon ultimately finds him and murders him. This allows the demon to regenerate from its last wounds and it goes after Andrew. Megan finally gets the strength and shoots at the demon. She fires again and eventually knocks the demonic being out, giving her ex enough time to escape the place. She returns with the body, telling him to fetch help and bring it to the burning room. It eventually rises once again and fights Megan while it burns. Finally, she is able to put the body to rest by defeating it. She is discovered by the cops playing with a rubber band ball while seated on the floor. The movie ends days after the incident and we see Megan seemingly lost in thought looking at the mirror. A fly then ominously appears and she squashes it. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the movie. For more content like this, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.